Welcome to this explainer. Listen, if you just woke up, blinked, or maybe just hadn't checked your fantasy baseball app in the last few hours, you might have missed an absolutely massive, verified deal that is sending shockwaves straight through the National League. We've got a true blockbuster on our hands today. Not a rumor, not a sources say they're talking kind of thing. Nope, this is a done deal, sending left-handed starter Robbie Ray from the San Francisco Giants all the way down the coast to the San Diego Padres. So let's just dive right into this and break down exactly how this trade completely changes the landscape of the season.
I mean, division rivals making a massive swap right in the middle of a pennant race? That's wild. This is exactly the kind of move front offices usually avoid at all costs, but the Padres have officially pulled the trigger. We're going to unpack every single detail of this for you, the money, the prospects, and what this actually means for the NL West as we barrel toward the postseason.
Section 1. The Blockbuster Trade Details.
So to really understand why San Diego made this move, we got to look at the player they're getting. The 34-year-old is having a seriously vintage year. He's sitting at a 10-6 record with a sparkling 3.08 ERA across 122 and 2/3 innings. And with 107 punchouts, well, that establishes an incredibly solid floor for his current value. But honestly, that's just the baseline.
Because here is the truly staggering number, 1.65. That is Robbie Ray's ERA over his last 10 starts with the Giants. 1.65. That isn't just good, that is elite, Cy Young caliber baseball. This recent stretch of total dominance is exactly why San Diego targeted him so aggressively. They aren't just trading for a solid veteran presence, they're trading for a guy who is currently pitching out of his mind.
And there's this fantastic bit of irony here that probably sealed the deal. Just 4 days ago, on July 30th, Ray's final start as a Giant was literally against the Padres. He went out there, threw absolute gas, and struck out Manny Machado on a 95-mile-per-hour fastball for his very last pitch in a San Francisco uniform. The Padres front office saw that up close and personal, and clearly they immediately decided they needed that firepower on their side of the dugout.
Of course, a trade of this magnitude always comes down to the financial mechanics. Ray's in the final year of a massive 5-year, $115 million deal he originally signed with Seattle, pulling in $25 million this season. The Giants are eating roughly $8 million of his remaining salary. Why would they do that? Well, because covering that cash ensures they get a premium return. The Padres are sending back at least one top 10 organizational prospect to make the math work. The Giants are basically paying a little extra money right now to buy better, controllable young talent for their future.
Section 2. Why make the trade?
So, for the San Francisco Giants, they're acting as clear sellers here. They're out of the playoff picture and making a long-term business decision looking toward 27 and beyond. By trading Ray now, they avoid losing him for absolutely nothing in free agency this winter. It might sting the fan base today, for sure, but they're cashing in on his hot streak to restock the farm system. In complete contrast, the San Diego Padres have an all-in mentality right now. This is a win now, kick the door down kind of move to bolster their wildcard push.
Digging a bit deeper into San Diego's motivation, they gain 3 very specific strategic benefits. First off, it significantly lengthens a rotation that's been solid but maybe not spectacular. Second, it adds a proven veteran presence, a guy with a literal Cy Young Award on his mantle who knows how to pitch in big games. And third, they effectively block a rebuilding division rival from utilizing him against them. It's honestly a brilliant 2-for-1 punch by the Padres front office. Section 3. Impact on the field.
Okay, manager Mike Shildt now has an incredible luxury problem. Just look at this potential playoff rotation. You've got Yu Darvish at the top, followed by Robbie Ray, then Joe Musgrove when he's healthy, and either Dylan Cease or Michael King rounding the whole thing out. That is absurdly deep. We're talking about a starting rotation fully capable of going toe-to-toe with National League heavyweights like the Dodgers or the Phillies in a short 5-game series.
But hey, let's give a balanced, impartial scouting report here, because Ray isn't perfect. He lives and dies by the fastball. His velocity is still sitting at a very healthy 94 to 95 miles per hour, which generates a super high rate of swings and misses. However, the concern is very real. When he leaves that fastball out over the middle of the plate, he gives up home runs. Fortunately for Ray, Petco Park's famously pitcher-friendly dimensions should naturally help mitigate some of that home run risk.
And there's actually another hidden advantage here for San Diego. Padres pitching coach Ruben Niebla is highly regarded around the league for his ability to maximize pitcher velocity and spin rates. If Niebla and his staff can get into the lab with Ray and just tweak his release point slightly to keep that fastball off the middle of the plate, man, we could genuinely be looking at a second-half Cy Young run from the veteran lefty.
We also absolutely can't ignore clubhouse chemistry. This Padres team is built on fiery personalities. You know, guys like Machado, Tatis, and Xander Bogaerts. They play with a very specific, intense energy. And Ray? He's known across the league as an absolute bulldog on the mound. His intense win-at-all-costs demeanor perfectly matches the vibe of a San Diego clubhouse that fully expects to win right now.
Section 4. The human element. Take a second and just imagine this scenario. You get traded in August. You immediately have to pack up your entire life, uproot your wife and kids, fly all the way across the country, in this case, expected to join the Padres on the road in Miami, and then pass a rigorous medical physical, all within a whirlwind 48-hour window. It is a massive, instantaneous life disruption. And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates the beautiful cruelty of baseball's business side. 4 days ago, Ray took the mound as an intense competitor, doing absolutely everything in his power to strike out the Padres. Now, he's flying out to sit in their dugout, high-fiving Manny Machado, the very guy he just blew a 95-mile-per-hour fastball past. You go instantly from a fierce rival to a teammate, just like that.
Section 5. Conclusion. All in for 2026.
So, to summarize the stakes as we wait for the final prospect names to trickle out from the front offices tonight, the Giants are firmly looking to the future, while the Padres have made the biggest pitching splash of the deadline, loudly declaring they are all in for 2026. The strategy is set, the rotation is stacked, San Diego is celebrating, and San Francisco is waving goodbye to a pitcher who gave them an incredible 1.65 ERA over his last 10 starts. The front office has made their massive, all-in gamble. The only question left to ponder is this: will it actually pay off in October? Thanks for joining this explainer, and stay tuned as we continue to break down what this means for the rest of the season.